get somebody else to do it. I definitely know what the feeling is like. You just want to get the posts out there and you want to generate money, right? So it can be definitely hard to try to utilize social media to grow your business. And it might be very tempting to just hire somebody else, a social media manager, to manage your posts, create the content, write the posts, get the reel, get all the footage, put it together so it's nice and seamless for you, and then you just work in your business. But here is some tough love. You may not be ready yet. And so in this video, I'm going to let you know some things that you need to be thinking about so that you are able to determine if A, you're too early to be hiring a social media manager, or B, if it's time to actually hire one of us. Let's start. So the first reason that you may not be ready to hire yet is because you are too private. So you're just like, I'm selling these products, I'm selling this service, people need to just buy. And the problem with that is it's very hard to trust people online, especially with all these scams out here going around. So people want to know that you are what you say you are. So if you don't show them the process of how you work on your business or how you put the products together that they might be interested in, or something to that nature, something about storytelling, that may be hard for them to want to buy from you. Another issue where this comes in is if you're not able to explain your brand to people or be able to talk about your business and its developments or be able to document. Essentially, it's going to be hard for your social media manager to even put something together for you because they can't just use stock images or stock video. That gets tired very quickly. And so what I teach my students inside of Social Media Confidential, for those that actually want to work on the social media themselves, is that they need to be able to use a variety of content to intrigue their audience to pay attention to them. And so when we're thinking about managing, pages for businesses, we need content. And so it's really important that you're able to document your life, document different things that you think about relating to business, and be able to showcase that online. And so if you are a luxury travel advisor, for example, you documenting the process of you putting together your packages, things like that, or you talking to a client, that can be amazing content that you can put on your social media to showcase what it is that you do in your day-to-day life. People love to follow people on their journey and see what they do, because it's nice to just be able to see what people are up to and see them actually put things together that we're really excited about. The next reason that you may not be ready to hire out is because you have a hard time trusting people. And I get it. You've probably been burnt before by so many people who say they're social media managers and they don't know how to post anything. Or maybe they took your money and they didn't check in with you the next day, or they didn't put any work together and there was no discussion about what was happening. They are just gone without a trace. And so you might need to work on that. Not that what happened to you is your fault, but you also have to remind yourself that not everybody is out here to scam you. Some people have actually invested in their skill so that they can create amazing content that not only just looks good, but it also converts for your particular audience. And so some ways that you can overcome that is by seeing if they have a resume that they can send you. What other results have they gotten for other people? Do they have any testimonials that they can share with you? Maybe you can check in with some people that have been said to work with that particular social media manager and see if they have anything constructive that they can say about the person and verify that they actually worked with that person. And also, let me say this: if your social media manager feels like you're not giving them creative freedom to be able to create the content based upon what they see and how they view your brand, they can feel very limited, and that might actually kill their creativity as well. And they just post the bare minimum to get by because you're not allowing them to basically work with you to create better content. Just because some content works for a certain amount of time doesn't mean that that is always going to work. Social media is constantly changing. And so with that change, there are going to be changes that you have to make as well to stay relevant as a business. And if you can't give that creative freedom, then just consider creating content on your own and just having the person to post for you, because nobody wants to feel like they're being shot down all because you aren't able to trust them and their vision. And I will say here that like the social media manager's vision should align with the business owners as well, but that's why you have conversations, that's why you have meetings to talk about how you view it. And then the CEO can then tweak what their vision is. They can be like, hey, this is a nice idea, but can we tweak this particular thing? And you can still post it, but just to like shoot down somebody's idea completely and it actually relates to your business or to your brand, that can be very discouraging for social media managers and social media strategists. So I want to pause here and just mention that the difference between a social media manager and a social media strategist, most times social media managers are just managing the community, the engagement aspect, and they are posting. They're making sure that the brand is being represented in the best way possible. And they also want to make sure that any concerns that people might leave on posts or dissatisfaction that they might leave is taken care of. And so they might be monitoring your DMs for you if that's what you're paying them for, or they may just be focusing on the public comments. That's a conversation that you would have with your social media manager. And they are also therefore implementing the strategy that is in line with your business and maybe something that you have lined out, or maybe something that the marketing head has laid out for them to post. And then with a social media strategist, they have most likely know how to be a social media manager, but they're that plus. So basically they know how to post on social media, they know the best practices online, but they're also creating the strategy alongside with you or for you. And so I'm a social media strategist, and so I have helped business owners be able to implement a social media strategy that works for their business. And so I know how to do both. And so if you are dealing with a social media strategist like me, they may charge more as well just because they are more experienced. The next reason, you're terrible at communicating. And so take this with a grain of salt, but it's really imperative that you are in constant communication with your social media manager or social media strategist as soon as you can be, especially in the beginning when you are both trying to figure out what your workflows is and how the content is working together and how it's being developed. It's really important that you stay in contact with them. So your social media manager needs to know if you don't like something ahead of time. So that's why it's also a good practice to review the content before it's posted, because the worst thing is if a social media manager posts and then you have to ask them to take it down because you didn't see the post or because it just didn't match your guidelines. So try to stay in as much communication as possible with your social media manager, at least early on, until the social media manager understands what you like and what you don't like. Also, another thing, if the social media manager is asking for you to provide content, please make sure that you provide them with the content that they're asking for. If they have an idea for something and you have a visual of that, you told them that you have a visual for that, send it to them as soon as you can. And let them know if you can't meet the deadline, because it stresses them out and it can stress them out as well if you don't send them the content on time and you want something posted that next day or in a few hours. And so they shouldn't be constantly having to ask you again and again, can you send them videos? Can you send them posts? Can you send them captions? Can you send them photos? Like, if they're asking for the content, just please give it to them, because they want your content to be posted. If they're invested in you, they want your business to get more reach. They want your business to be seen and visible. So please don't make their job harder than what it is. Just please give it to them. And another reason you're not willing to invest, or you can't invest in a social media manager right now, you want to be mindful of the deliverables that you are asking for. So if you're asking for 30 days of content and management, make sure that you're able to pay for that. You don't want to be asking for 30 days worth of content when you can only afford 2 weeks of content as far as that rate goes. Because just because social media is easy or comes naturally to that social media manager doesn't mean that they don't deserve to be paid. So if they're asking you for a particular rate, it's because they are talented, they have the years of experience behind it, and they should definitely be paid for it. Another thing, please make sure that you pay your invoices on time, right? Because social media isn't a hobby. Unless that social media manager has told you that they're doing this for a hobby, chances are this is their business. They are doing it so that they can pay for other expenses that they have and be able to live off of, essentially. So people deserve to be paid. So if you cannot pay them on time, kindly let them know, hey, I need a few more days to send this payment. Is this okay? Because what can happen is they can add a late fee on top of what you already have to pay, making it more expensive for you. So it definitely pays to make sure that you are able to communicate as well. Also, cheaper isn't always better. That's only in some cases. So if the person is charging a premium rate, that more than likely means that they know what they're doing, they have the years of experience behind it, and they deserve to be paid. Something else I've been noticing that other companies are doing is investing in their team members. And I think that's so amazing, like just to invest in your team's life coaching or to invest in them to learn another skill, even related to marketing. I think that's something that a social media manager would definitely appreciate, because when you invest in their growth, they put that growth right back into you. So whatever it is that they learned, they can actually use those skills and they can bring it right back into your business, right into your social media. And then who knows, you may be able to connect with your social media audience that much more. So I have two options for you. If none of these reasons were a problem for you and you're ready to hire out, then you can go to the link in the description area and you can fill out an application and we can see if we are a good fit to work together. And also I have something for you too. If you don't feel like you're ready to hire out, especially after hearing these reasons, then I also want you to head to another link in the description area that is a freebie for you to be able to learn how to do social media for yourself. And I give you a nice guide to go with that. If you're looking for even more strategies and you can't get enough and you're ready to grow on social media, then I want you to check out this video. Bye.